Hi, welcome back, everyone. Welcome back to my channel. So I get asked a question all the time, and maybe this is a question for you too. So definitely check this out. But I get asked all the time about becoming a government contractor and like what is the next step. And so people come to me in various phases of the different steps of becoming a contractor with the government. So today in this video, I'm going to actually be answering a question on how to become a government contractor, right? And I'm talking about fast tracking this. So I'm going to give you all the steps of everything you need to consider, think about, and implement to fast track from wherever you are in the process to becoming a government contractor and getting to the point of bidding contracts like yesterday. Now, before we get into the steps, let me share a story of one of my, and kind of like a case study, right? Of one of my clients and where they came to me at, just to paint the framework of what's possible for you no matter where you're at in the process. So you could come just starting a new business. Maybe you have an existing business and now you want to like transition, do something different with the government, or maybe you already have a company that's successful in the private sector, but now you want to go government contracting. This is for you. All right, so the client I have, her name is Tamara, and she was doing virtual assistant work, and then she decided she wanted to become a construction company doing construction work with the government. And so she came to me. She had to start a whole new business. She had to create the bank accounts, all the foundational stuff to even have a business, right? A viable business. So she did that, got registered, certified, certified on one. And then one she was waiting on, the return submission, getting the award. But she did all of this in a matter of less than 3 weeks. 3 weeks. So she created a whole new business, got it registered. One of her certifications she received, the other one she was waiting on within 3 weeks. Within, within about 6 weeks, she had her first contract. Makes you go, right? Makes you wonder, right? So within 6 weeks, she had her first contract. And I would say now we're probably looking at maybe 10 weeks. She has 2 more. So don't tell me wherever you're at it can't happen, because it can. So are you ready to hear, because I'm going to share it with you, the steps she had to take and the steps you'll have to take. Now, I'm giving you steps here, right, that you need to implement. Like I said, some things is to consider, think about, some is to implement. But you pick where you're at in the process, and then you go from there, okay? All right, are you ready? Okay. So the first thing is all about the mindset. And I think I've kind of talked about that in sharing the case study, right? That no matter where you're at, whatever your thoughts are about it, it's possible. So no matter what someone else is telling you, it's possible. So you have to come in the right frame of mindset, okay? And if you don't have that, that may be something that you need to work on. I don't teach on mindset. I have a mindset practice that I do, and of course I can share it with you, but I don't teach you on mindset. But you have to come with the right mindset, believing you can do it, know that it's possible, okay? And that you're looking at these other people that's successful. Guess what? They're no better than you. They just sat down and did the work, and they were committed to it, and they focused on the goal. So you can do it too. Don't let the mindset hold you up. All right, the second thing is you have to look at your capacity and where you're at currently in your business as you're going to start bidding contracts. So what I mean by that is if you're just starting out, realize you're going to have to get smaller contracts, things that you can handle. So if you're starting a brand new business, don't come saying, oh, in the next year, I want to be making millions, because the reality is that's not how it works. Is it possible? Maybe so. And it depends on some other things that I do teach my clients to do, but ideally that's not the norm. Okay? So be realistic in your expectations of what you want when you want it, how fast you want it, based on your capacity as well, right? What can you handle? What type of experience do you have? That kind of thing. So you need to know what your capacity is. Okay. So, for example, if you're just starting out, the government is not going to give you, a six-figure contract and you have no past experience or anything. Just not the norm. Okay. The third thing is, and these are in any particular order here, but the third thing you have to look at is your business foundation. So sometimes I have people come to me, they want to get into government contracting, and they have a sole proprietor, okay, or a DBA, doing business as, but they don't have an entity structure like a LLC or LP or corporation or S corp, something like that, right? So you want to make sure you have your entity structure set up. That's important because the government wants to do business with a company, right? But with us, the small business field, where they can access the owners and things like that, but it still needs to be a business, okay? The fourth thing is you have to qualify to do work with the government. So what I mean is you have to get registered in the government systems. You can't bypass this step. I have people coming to me and they're like, well, I've been looking at contracts to bid, but I'm trying to figure out what's the next step. And so my question is, well, I'm checking off the box, right? Have you done this? Have you done that? Have you registered? That kind of thing. And they're like, well, no, what is that? Well, if they don't know what it is, they haven't done it. So now we got to back up and go back and fill in those gaps so that they are able to bid and be a qualified bidder. Because if you're not registered, you're not a qualified bidder, okay? The next thing is your certifications. Now, everyone may not qualify for certifications, but if you do, you should apply for every certification for which you qualify. Now, let me just make this distinction here. I'm not talking about your licenses that you may have, like your contractor's license, your GC license, or maybe you have some type of professional license. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about certifications that you get with the government to do work with the government. So I'm talking about certifications like your DBE, MBE, those type of certifications. Any of those for which you qualify, you want to make sure you apply for those. Okay, and you can check some of my other videos. I do talk about why you want to have them, and there's advantages to that. So just know, if you qualify, get it. Okay, the next one is your formation documents. Now, some people, they set up their company and they have an entity structure, a LLC, that kind of thing, but they never took the time to set up their formation documents. Well, when you're applying for certifications, you're going to need those formation documents. Okay, so make sure you have all of your formation documents in place, and really you should have them as a business anyway. Okay, so if you don't have your formation documents, you need to create those. The next thing is marketing to the government. Now, a lot of people skip this step and they just go from qualifying to work with the government, so they get registered, they apply for any certifications for which they qualify, but then they stop short and they don't do the marketing. So marketing your business in the government sector is very, very important. I'm talking about going out to conferences, trade shows, industry days, matchmaker events, doing briefings, meeting with prime contractors because they have events as well. I'm talking about those type of things. Marketing your company, letting people know who you are, what you do, what your capabilities are, right? As well as next, bidding contracts, right? So once you have that set up, you're marketing your company, which is something you should always be doing, and then bidding, which is something you should always be doing, right? You want to start bidding contracts, okay? You can bid as a prime or as a sub. Again, it depends on your capacity, what the contract is, that kind of thing, but you do have the ability to bid as a prime or as a subcontractor. Now, the thing is, any contracts that you do bid, you want to make sure that you have a chance at winning. So don't waste your time bidding on contracts that you have no shot at winning. And this is something that I almost, I can say, preach to my clients, right? But I teach them a better way. But everybody falls into that trap, but you don't want to do that, wasting time bidding things that you have no shot at winning. So don't do that, okay? The next thing is, after you're bidding, not to say you're going to get the first one, but eventually you're going to win a contract, right? That is part of the process, winning a contract. So what do you do when you win the contract? Now you have to manage the awarded contract. And that's a whole nother framework of different things that you need to do, okay? But you need to manage the awarded contract, right? You got to deliver a successful contract or project. You have to manage the paperwork, the paper flow of all of that, and getting paid, paying your subs if you have subs, that kind of thing. But all of the paperwork, all of the back office stuff that has to be handled. And I can tell you that most people, they don't fall down on a project in the field. It's usually in the back office. So I always like to tell people, don't let your back office prevent the success in your front office, okay? And then, so I said win and then manage awarded contract. And then after that, you go back up to the point of marketing your business, bidding, winning, managing the awarded contracts. That phase there, from marketing, bid, win, award, management, is rinse and repeat. All right. So there you have it. I just shared with you how to fast track your way to becoming a contractor with the government and exactly what you need to do. Now, here's the thing. I didn't take the time in this video because I didn't want it to be really, really long for you guys of what it entails within each one of these steps, but I did break it out for you. So I do have a free resource, a checklist that you can definitely get, and I'll put the link below, and it breaks down the different phases, the different steps, where to start, the phases you need to go through and what's included in each phase. And then what's next? Like once you get to one step, what's next, right? Once you get through the phases. So I share that with you in a free resource that I have for you. And I'm going to put the template down below. Now, I forgot to say this before, but if you haven't already, and you're a contractor or a wannabe contractor, don't forget to subscribe. Subscribe to the channel so that you can get notified when I put out new video trainings, which I do on a weekly basis. And so that you don't miss any of this goodness, all right? So make sure you subscribe. And if you like this video, make sure to click the like button. And don't forget to go down below and grab that free resource. So as you're going through the process, you can use the checklist to guide you. And you can always come back to this video as well. But you won't have to like fast forward, pause, that kind of thing to find out what's next. I've laid it out for you in a checklist, all right? So until next time, have an awesome day. And I'll see you back here on this channel real soon. Bye for now.